Okay, well, I guess we are live. Hello, everybody. This is RawrExtreme, and even though no one is watching, of course, would still continue with the video because what if someone would just stumble upon the video after the live stream and they'd be able to watch it. Anyways, this is just a slow and steady Green Hell playthrough. The last time we actually uploaded a video was I believe a good 1.5 months ago already. Yes, that is correct. So we're here just playing one of our favorite games, Green Hell, and trust me guys, I've tried to check on the forest, like the other survival games, even Ark, and I don't know, I just don't feel those games the same as Green Hell. Now, in this live stream, basically it's just a video that I'm recording, but we're streaming it live, so we're recording it via YouTube. So we just wanted to go slow and steady through Green Hell. So this is King of the Jungle difficulty. So it's the highest difficulty without the permadeath. Where are we exactly? Okay. So let's go one by one with how Green Hell works, okay? So, of course, for the controls, you can just go ahead and check the menu and controls and then the key bindings so that you know what to press. But basically it's just WASD, just like a first-person game or first-person shooter. So you use your mouse to turn, left click and right click. So very easy to get to know how to move around. But you're not just going to move around in this game. You need to survive. So again, this is a survival crafting game. Okay, so there are a bunch of things that you need to know. So once you start, you don't actually have anything in your inventory at all. So I just collected this during the stream, as you might have seen. But stuff on the ground such as sticks, small sticks, so you'll see those often in large trees such as these trees. You'll see liana. These are converted to rope, so that's the equivalent of rope. So you actually need to craft your tools, you need to construct your base, so on and so forth. Now these giant trees here, sometimes they'll have Brazil nuts laying around at the bottom. They'll have lianas as well. You'll have Banistropes vine, I think, but that's only for the story mode. And they'll have blue mushrooms in it. So later on, probably we might be able to see some. Now, cliff sides such as these, and like holes on the ground such as these guys. So oftentimes you'll see rocks in probably like under bigger boulders, and that's where we actually got these. So they're big rocks. All you have to do is right click, harvest, and you'd be able to get these smaller stones. Now as you can see, I'm pressing tab to open my inventory. Now there are a bunch of options here as well. Same options will appear in this radio menu if I press and hold C. So these are just like the default controls. So you have inspect. Now what is this inspect for? So you see, this is like a very detailed, very realistic game. So they would want to keep it as close as possible to realism. So you do get parasites. So sometimes you get worms, you get wounded and you get leeches. So you have to inspect your appendages so that you'd be able to see if you have any of those things. And you have armor here as well, since you need to craft armor just in case. You have the notebook, which shows you tips, like notes here for like the effects in your body, for health, and your crafting. So this is where you select and place whatever you are going to construct. And whatever you come up with as recipes will show up here as well. Okay. Now, we don't have the map yet, since in this game, of course, you need to locate the map where it is, which hopefully we'll be able to get to later. Depends on how long the stream will be. But, okay, so let's start with the things that we were able to gather. So usually in any spawn location, when you start the game, this is survival mode, by the way. So for all of the spawn locations, you'll be able to get sticks, small sticks, ropes, of course, those are just in the trees, and just find your way to cliff sides, riverbeds, or like these kinds of holes in the ground, and you should be able to get your stones. Now first, what I do is I craft myself a stone blade, and I put it here. So your backpack, by the way, has different pockets. So these are for your tools and weapons. These are for your ropes and sticks. This is for crafting materials. This is for your food. And this is for making fire and for planks. Now you'll get different kind of tools as well, such as oxygen tanks, grappling hooks, which should be able to see around your backpack, which you wouldn't be able to use unless you're within range of the accessible points, such as for grappling hooks, if there are cliff faces that would allow you to use the grappling hook, that's the only time that you'd be able to use it. Okay, now back to crafting. Now with these stones, as you saw, I crafted a stone blade. There we go. As you can see, he's holding a stone blade, which I can use to cut down plants, like so. If you just cut any random plant, you most often get a small leaf pile. This dries up, so as you can see, they decay. 11 hours, so 12 hours. After roughly 12 hours, this will turn into a dried leaf, which in turn we can use to start a fire, right? Okay, now other recipes you'll just need to learn by either discovering an item and picking it up in the world, or by crafting it. So as you can see there, when I put the stone in the crafting table, so it presents me these amounts of options, so meaning I can mix and match those kinds of options to create a tool. So for example, if I put 2 stones, it'll give me a stone blade, but there's still 2 other options that are open. Probably I put a stick. Oh, okay, so it's still a possibility. And then if I put a rope, that's an axe. Now another axe is just a regular stone axe, which is, I think this is the most beneficial axe in the game, since it's very cheap. Just 1 stone, 1 stick, and you're good to go. See? But it looks prehistoric. This looks ancient. That's why most of the time I still craft the regular 2 stone, 1 stick, and 1 rope axe. But of course, for this playthrough, we're already spending a lot of time explaining stuff, so let's go. The game, by the way, also has seasons. So as you know, in the Amazon, they don't have winter, spring, summer, fall, but they do have rainy days, and sunny days. Okay. Now, if it's rainy season, I don't know how many days it lasts, but every day you'll get rain, which is good. We want rain because of water, which we'll get into later. Now, in the dry season, there's almost no rain at all, which is not good since you need water. Now, if you press F, this brings up your watch. This watch, as you can see, red is for protein, yellow is for carbs, the blue is for water, and your green is for fat. Now, you get fats from nuts, and some meats, not all of them. You get protein mostly from meat, and then your carbs is from fruits, and water, of course, for your rehydration. So these are the things that you'll need to manage in order to survive. Okay, so for example, as you can see in this space, so in the lower left part of the screen, so the bar on top is my health points. So it's not full, as you can see there. So it's not full. The reason is my nutrients are not full. Okay, so you can go by with no carbs, no fat, no protein, just water, but you'll be playing, you'll survive, but you'll be playing with only 25% of your health, which, if you're familiar with the game, not a good idea, unless you're Master Hermit. So Homeless Hermit can actually play that with such kind of difficulty added into the game. Okay, now in terms of animals, so these are southern diamondbacks. Yeah, I wouldn't throw my knife. So you would want to avoid these. If they bite you, you'll get a fever and you'll be poisoned. So if you do inspect, you'll see a snake bite. You'd have to treat it, otherwise you'll die. Obviously, if you get bitten by a snake, as you know, you'll die. So you have to treat it with bandages and some herbs, which we'll discuss in a bit once we get through there. So in story mode, that's your radio. Okay, so Biden. So these are like civilization traces. So I just got the grappling hook. As you can see, that's there. I won't be able to use it unless there's an appropriate location to use that item. Okay, mushrooms. So as you can see, unknown mushrooms, so we don't know the name, but we can familiarize ourselves with how they look. Now these mushrooms will give me a bit of carbs and a bit of energy. As you can see there, energy is the bar at the bottom of my life points. So that means the more energy you have is the more activity you can do for the day, right? Okay, I want to go hunting. So I can use my stone blade to break this tree, or I can press 4, which is where my axe is. So socket 4, as you can see there. If I press 4, my axe will come up, and then I can use the axe to cut down a tree. Now, as you can see, this is a long stick. So this is too big for your backpack. So he's going to carry it, and you will only be able to carry it alongside with similar items like this. So if there are logs that you want to carry, you wouldn't be able to carry it if you're carrying a long stick with you. Now, what you can do with a long stick, though, instead of picking it up, is right-click. You can see there, opens up a menu here, and then select Craft. Now, it'll put the long stick on your crafting table. And as you can see there, you have the option to make it as a weak spear. You can actually put a stone blade and a rope. That's a stone spear. But that takes too much resources. So we can do with just a weak spear. That's not a problem. So let's craft 2 weak spears. So usually what I do is I have an axe at the fourth socket. I have my knife here at the extra pocket, and then I have 2 spears and a bow, which we'll be making. So it's just a long stick, and it's just going to be a long stick and a rope to make a bow. Okay, so the reason why we made a spear is to defend ourselves. So we can use it to poke at things. Shield. If you press R, you'll shield. If you left click, you can poke. But if you use the middle mouse button, hold to focus, and then release it, he throws the spear. Now be careful, since once he throws it, you wouldn't have the spear anymore. So you need to switch to a different weapon slot. Now we just hunted down a tapir, whatever it is. But this like elephant looking dude. Now if you don't have a stone blade, you wouldn't be able to harvest it. But if you already have crafted your stone blade, you can then harvest the animal. So like what we talked about earlier, if regarding your nutrients, so this meat is the best meat in the game. Well, for me at least, since once you cook it, it'll give you tons of protein, tons of fat, and a good amount of energy. Next is the capybara. So that's a large rodent thing. So I often would want to hunt a tapir, a capybara, and a peccary, but always go for the tapir whenever you get the chance. Okay. So here's a coconut. So as you can see here, there's lots of stones here since there's a hole in the ground. So we're in a riverbed. This is actually a dry riverbed if it's not raining. When it rains, of course, it turns into a river. As you can see here, and there are a bunch of big stones around that you can use. Now as you can see, here's a coconut. Okay, if you hear that, there's water inside. So if I poke it, coconut, now I can take that, or I can just leave it on the ground, but I oftentimes just take it. Now you see, you have 15 hydration. If I right click, I can drink it. Now I can either craft this to a bidon or a bidon, that is the same as this one. Okay, or I can just harvest this. If I harvest this coconut, then it'll give me like the insides. I can either harvest that again to get the coconut flesh and the coconut bowl, which I can put on the floor. Now if I put the coconut bowl on the floor and it's raining, it'll gather water. As you can see, it's building up water slowly, which I can then drink. So these are waters that are safe to drink. So these are clean water. If we look at just like regular water on the ground, this is water dirty. Now if you drink dirty water, you have a chance to get parasites. What does parasites do, you may ask? Well, the parasites will eat up your nutrition faster. Like, it will deplete your nutrients faster. See, this is the Banisteriopsis vine. Now, this is an unknown flower, so we wouldn't want that, but we'd want the fruit of that plant. So we always remember this plant. See here, this is the Brazil nut, so most likely it came from that tree. It fell, but it couldn't stay there, so it rolled back down here. Okay, now it's approaching evening since the game does have a day and night cycle. Oh. Do you hear the bugs? So sometimes that sound means bees, but there are no trees that the bees are actually attached to, so most likely it's animal droppings. So that's poop. Animal poo. Okay, so this are not chocolate. You don't eat that. That is being used to fertilize the soil. If ever you'd create a base big enough to actually start gardening and growing your own plants. See there? That's the snake. You can kill it. Then you can harvest it for the snake flesh or snake meat. Okay, now we talked about bandages earlier. So this is the Molinaria plant, which if we break down like so, we get Molinaria leaves. Okay, now these leaves, if you craft it, it'll turn to bandages, which you can use if you have wounds. Okay, now we wouldn't be able to craft a bandage with like a small leaf pile. You need specific herbs or specific crafting materials or items to craft with a bandage to transform the bandage basically into something more useful than a regular bandage. A bandage that can treat poison perhaps or venom. Okay, now it's a bit dangerous now since it's evening. I'm not sure if jaguars and oh, hey, I hit a tribe here. Now there are locations that there are native tribes, and these are cannibals, or basically they're hostile. Okay, so it's either you can deal with them. So basically, if you have weapons with you to let you handle them, then that's fine. If you're confident enough that you can, then of course you can go for it. For me personally, I'm not that confident unless I have a bow and arrow, but we can try. Nope. Yeah, equip that. Yep, and that's how you die. Apparently my spear is not being equipped. I tried. So when you die, your only option is to load the game. So this is the game that we were playing. And then I have other games as well. Now if you're playing co-op, then you would be sent to your spawn location. So your spawn location will be updated to where your host last saved the game, or where you last took a nap. So if you have a bed created, will it show up here? So if you've created like something like a banana leaf bed or a leaf bed or a hut shelter, if you slept there, then you'll respawn there. Okay, so since we died and we loaded up that game, I think I was respawned into the same location earlier. As you can see, we've already harvested the liana or the ropes here. But technically, of course, you know that, you died, so you load the game, so you start over. Basic. It's as easy as that. It's basic as that. So let me just go through this gathering part again. So we already lost whatever we've crafted and picked up earlier. It's not a problem. So the game is only, at least for me, like in my opinion, the game is only difficult in the first 2-3 days. The first 2 to 3 days of the game, that's when, if you hear that sound, that's actually a tarantula. If it bites you, the same as a snake, it'll be poison. Or, yeah, it's a venom one, basically. Okay, so we're here again. So we were just set back to the same spawn location. Okay, so in terms of recipes, you can just learn the recipes through the game. It's not that difficult to learn. Anyways, you can just memorize like certain recipes, like your favorite recipes for weapons and stuff, and then you can just use that every time. But again, like what I was saying earlier, the hardest part of the game is the first 2-3 days. 2 to 3 days. Since that's the time that you're still trying to build your stuff. So if you're playing the game slow and steady, it might take you 4 or 5 days to have everything set up. If you're fast, 2 days, you already have a base. You already have all of the weapons you need. Okay, so we have stones, which we can use again, of course. Stone blade. Put that on my regular socket. And then just a regular stone axe. Put that to 4. I think this tree will give us trunks. We'll need the plank anyways. Not soon, but we'll need it later. So I'll just craft a temporary spear, so I don't keep the weak spears. Because of course, like with any kind of game, you guys would always want the eye candy, right? So I make a different kind of spear, usually the bamboo spear, or if ever I get tribesmen spears or tribal spears from tribesmen. Then I use the tribal spears. Okay, so that's a peccary. So that's a peccary. It's a pig. And again, like I mentioned, if you have the option, we go for tapir meat. That's peccary, still a good kind of meat. But if you have the option to get the best kind of meat, why not? Okay, so we weren't able to get a headshot there. So we need to follow and hunt that animal down. Otherwise, we'll lose our spear. It depends on the damage that you were able to deal to the animal. For up to how long before they bleed to death. Unfortunately, I lost track. Well, that's how it goes. That's survival, right? That's survival for you. So it's either you get a headshot. Oh, those are capybaras. So it's either you get a headshot. Okay, so these are the blue mushrooms. These are phenomenal. Okay. So I'll accept that we lost that spear already. So let me just go ahead and make another one, I guess. Okay, now the more you craft things, by the way, the higher the durability of the objects. As you can see, the first spears that we made earlier, very low durability. Now since we've already crafted a bunch of things here, oh, my axe is only on 1%. Since we've already crafted a bunch of things, so the durability comes goes higher. Now the skill that you have for the weapon or tool affects the durability of your crafting as well. So the higher skill point that you have, even though you've crafted less of that stuff, might give you higher durability once you craft it, because technically you're already a master of it. Now if you press F and then you scroll your mouse wheel, so it will cycle through your watch. It's actually smarter than your regular smartwatch. So right now I'm using the compass, since I want to head northeast. Now these are like the hole in the grounds. As you can see, water unsafe. Water unsafe means that if you drink it, you have less likelihood to get a parasite compared to drinking dirty water. Then the clean water is like what we talked about earlier. If you have coconut bowls on the ground, that will collect water from the rain. So that's clean water. So I'm heading southeast now. I don't want to head southeast. I need to head north. Northeast. So by the way, the more you sprint, so if you're walking, WASD, and you hold shift while walking, that will actually let you sprint. So the more you use your energy, the less maximum energy reserve you'll actually have. Okay, so here's a clearing. So like I mentioned earlier, for the inspect, you get different kinds of things, right? Like parasites. Now, I can right click and then rotate my arm so that I can inspect the whole thing. And would you look at that? We have leeches. See? Sucking the blood away. Just hold and then peel that leech away. Okay, so let's go. So we're heading west now. Okay, let's go northwest. I think if we head northwest, we'll reach like the coast of the larger Amazon River basin. If we follow here, and then eventually we'll reach the docks area, or the docks camp. So there are spaces such as these caves. You get obsidian. This is where you mine iron, because you should be able to melt those iron veins. Oh, be careful about these. Again, like snakes and spiders. Those are nasties. Venom wounds. Now these bird's nest, if you collect it, it'll be here, just like a dried leaf. You can use that to kindle, start a fire. Water lily flower, if you consume it, I think that cures food poisoning. So you get food poison if you eat spoiled food and some poisonous stuff that you shouldn't be eating. Okay, now snail, mystery snail, raw. You can actually eat that. It'll give you protein, small amount, but it helps, especially if you're in a pinch. Okay, this direction. Oh, so it's a dead end. Okay. So we'll go back out of the cave. And then back towards this direction. Heading down, heading full west, and then rotating around this cliff face until we start heading north again. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Damn it!
Okay. So this is the reason why we've been trying to avoid the snakes since earlier. So we get bitten by a snake. So we need to find bandages again. We lost everything when we died earlier, when we attacked the tribal camp. Okay. We need to hurry it up. So as you can see there, there are blinking icons at the lower left. It means that I need to inspect myself. I have wounds or parasites or whatever it is. The second is that I am poisoned, or there's venom coursing through my veins. And then the third one is I have a fever brought about by a snake bite. Brazil nut. Okay, so instead of trying to find, okay, so this is the unknown fruit. I love that. That'll give you tons of energy and carbs. Okay, so we need to actually find Molinaria and tobacco. I like using tobacco and Molinaria as treatment to snake bites rather than lily dressing, but I tend to keep both of them on hand whenever I can. So let's see, why am I heading southwest? Okay, so I'll keep heading here. Try to find Molinaria. Okay, so here's a turtle. The trick about these tortoises is that you can actually just smack them with your spear until your spear's durability runs to 0. So I usually like carry 4 spears, and then I just mac them until like I get like 60, 70
God, I'm thirsty.
spear skills, because they don't die. Okay, now fever depletes your water. That's why he's saying he's thirsty. Now we're dying as well because we're poisoned. We haven't been able to treat it. We need to find again Molinaria. Now since we have fever, our energy is being depleted as well. Very nice, huh? Okay. So I need to find Molinaria and tobacco to make a tobacco dressing. Okay, let's just go to the docks camp and then try to figure things out from there. I can eat this and this. So the banana will just give me carbs. The unknown fruit gave me additional energy so that I can... So I have more energy reserve. So it actually increases your maximum energy. Okay, now this is the dock camp. Usually there are herbs around here. So as you can hear that's the sound of me dying. I don't think that I can treat my wound anymore. I think I'll survive this. I just need to go sleep. Yep, we survived it. Just a fever. Awesome. Okay, now once we wake up, it's already evening. Okay, now we need to go ahead and prepare our stuff. So this is the Molinaria again for our bandages. I collect these nuts as well. Those are for fat. So we need tons of water. Let me just put down some bowls here. Now since we harvested the tortoise earlier, so we have a tortoise shell here, which collects more water than these coconut bowls. As you can see, the maximum hydration we can fill the tortoise shell is 25. The coconut bowl is only 10. Now I've picked up a dead bird, and then I've harvested a dead bird earlier. The reason is for the meat and for the feathers. Now if we craft 2 feathers and a small stick, we get an arrow. Look at that. Now if we harvest a regular stick, we get 2 small sticks. Okay. Now we can make more arrows. Now since we have these things collected already, it's already nighttime, so I think I can safely say that we've already survived the first day. And then it's not going to be much more difficult for the second and third day. Okay, now we can drink these water clean. Now as you can see, it just added a small amount of water since that's so depleted. Okay, but we're fine. Okay, another dead bird for more feathers. Okay. Okay, now these are... This is a lily plant. So again, you can use your axe or your knife to get this. This is an unknown herb, but that's a lily. So let's craft the bandage. This is a regular bandage. Now if you craft the bandage again and put the unknown herb, which is the lily leaf, then you get a lily dressing. Now these flowers, if you dry them up, you can plant them if you're planning to do garden and stuff. Now if you harvest the Molinaria leaf, it'll give you fibers. It works the same as the bird's nest and the dried leaves. So we don't need that. You just throw it in the ground, or to help with your FPS or frames, you can just right click, destroy it, confirm. Okay, let's see. Okay, maggots. Now what are maggots for? Why did I pick up maggots? Well, one is that if, for example, we get attacked by a jaguar or a puma, it will leave a deep wound. Either we treat that with ants to close the wound, or we treat it with a regular dressing. So if you just dress that with a regular leaf bandage, there's a good chance that it will be infected. Now if you have an infected wound, so it means that the flesh is already decaying or is rotten away because of the infection, then we can use the maggots to eat the infected flesh out. It's a nice thing to think about, right? But you know, it's a survival game, and those are the actual things that people ended up doing just to survive in the Amazon. As you know, the Amazon is a very scary place. It's a very dangerous place, and it's not a forgiving place. If you need to put maggots in your wound, then put maggots in your wound. Well, this day and age we go to the hospital, but if you're stuck in the Amazon, of course, you need to do what you had to do. Okay. I can't see much since it's night. I probably will go sleep again until it's morning. So we'll need daylight to actually do good progress. Okay, just fill up a bit with water and then sleep. Oh, chips. And then drink. So what are we going to do today? I don't know. Let's just eat some for carbs. So you can see this was caught by the fish trap. There are different kinds of traps in the game. Okay, so you can, as you can see, there's a lot of bamboos in this island. So what I can do is upgrade my tools. Well, actually my weapons. Okay, so we don't need the regular bamboo stick, we need the long one. So long bamboo stick alone becomes a bamboo spear, which is, as per Homeless Hermit, is the best kind of spear in the game. There we go. And then the same as earlier, a long bamboo stick plus a rope gives you a bamboo bow. Okay. Now where were we going exactly? Well, there's another camp here, which I always want to grab the smoker. And there's a bunch of sticks here. So what I do is I craft this to spears. I throw the others, and then I craft more. But I wouldn't be able to carry any of those, or all of those at least, right? I'd be able to carry only 2, but look at the durability. So it's going higher. Again, like what we mentioned earlier, the more you craft things, the higher the durability is. Now these found items such as this actually has 100 durability. See? I believe there's a torch here as well. Now if I carry the torch, that's 100 durability, and then I learn how to make one. Okay. But we're not making torch today. Yeah, let me just bring that. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm 55.6 over 50, whatever that is, pounds or kilograms. So meaning there's too much in my inventory. I'll drink that. 55.3, still not enough. Well, it only means that you need to lose some weight. So what I do if I have coconuts is I do that. Yeah, I'll make this into an extra biden. And we're 49.3. Now there's a cave there. Yeah, in this direction there's a cave there, very short cave, and you'd be able to learn like a large shelter schematic there, but I don't need it. So okay, so this is an ant hill. Now I press Control to crouch, and then just one click at a time approach it until it highlights that I can carry or I can interact with it. So I'll take a few ants. And then I'll leave. So usually you can carry a torch, light the torch, and then approach it so that the ants won't attack you. But if I just approach it like this and then just approach the anthill like that, then I'll get bitten by a lot of ants, which will have which will get rashes from your skin. Now those kinds of things will go away by time. The thing is though that it affects your sanity. As you can see, there's like beside the health bar, so there's a head there. That's your sanity meter. So if it goes to 0, then you'll go cuckoo. You'll turn insane, basically. And you wouldn't want to turn insane, right? Okay, you can actually cut down these bamboo trees with your knife, and that's actually better so that they don't break into like bamboo sticks, like small bamboo sticks, if you want to get more long sticks, right? Why am I over encumbered? I don't need them bird meat. You can only carry 5 long bamboo sticks at a time. And I'm carrying it over here to the camp. Right there. And then I'll go back and get the rest of him. I'll show you guys in a bit why. I got them leeches again. Okay. Now, the reason why is because we're going to build a smoker. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 long sticks, or long bamboo sticks. And then 13 of those regular bamboo sticks. But you see we have regular sticks as well here. So that's why I brought the other stuff. Now if you harvest a long bamboo stick, you'll get 2 regular bamboo sticks. 10. Here we go. And then banana leaf, banana. Okay, now I wouldn't want to cut the larger trees such as these, because that will spawn the fruit from time to time. What I want would be these smaller banana trees, since that will not bear fruit, and that will not become a large tree to give me fruit in the future anyways. So in agriculture, those small banana trees, like these kinds of trees, are called spades, I think, or spadix. So they don't actually bear fruit. So at the bottom of the banana tree, there's a bulb, which spawns those smaller trees. So if you have a banana farm, you cut those down. Because it will compete for nutrients from the mother plant. Need one more stick. Where's that leech? Okay. Okay, larva. What are the larvae for? You can eat it, but it lowers your sanity. But I just put it in the fish trap. It doesn't require, it doesn't need you to actually have doesn't actually need you to put bait in the fish trap. I just like to. Okay, capybara. Boom. Oh. Still not a headshot? Damn, I'm bad at this today. Yeah. I wouldn't want to waste my time trying to run and find that single capybara. Let me just go ahead and try to check if there are others here. Oh. I see two. I think there are only two of them there. Headshot. Now if you headshot a tribesman, apparently the other one will not care. And then as you can see there, since he already is, he was pushed back further away to notice me anymore. Yeah, he'll just die there. He'll just bleed to death there. You're the one actually that I need. I always aim higher whenever I shoot an arrow. My target, well, depends on like how far the target is. But generally I aim higher for the arrow. You know, because physics. Do you not have any weapons on you so that I can show them? You have 2 arrows on you, right? Oh, there's the tribal spear and the tribal bow. These things look sick. This is the tribal spear, but very low in durability. And this is the tribal bow. I think if you're past day 10 already, the higher the durability of these weapons will be coming from the tribesmen. Okay. So when it's raining, by the way, so it's already washes your filth away. So as you can see, I have like a 2 count of something at the bottom left. That's dirt. I can wash myself in a body of water like this, or when it's raining, it's going to slowly wash it away. Okay, now we can harvest these dead bodies just for the bones. You lose all of your sanity if you eat this human meat. So I just destroy that thing. We need, oh, obsidian bone blade. So all I need, or all I wanted to use or get from them, would be the bones. Yeah, I'm over encumbered already. By a lot, because the meat... So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Still need a few more bones. You know what? Yeah, let's just drop these things. Okay. And then harvest this dude. Why can't I harvest him? Ah. Then don't. Now I need sticks and a few rope. You know what? Let me just drop these things. Okay, yep. Craft. So a banana leaf, 3 bones, 2 rope, and that's bone armor, baby. Okay, let me just drop off some of the meat here. And then let me go get some sticks and rope. Yeah, I'm getting annoyed with the hunting sound already. That's because of the capybara that we shot an arrow from earlier, or shot an arrow to earlier. Yeah, that hunting sound will never go away now. Unless we sleep. I don't know. It might go away if we sleep. Did you look at that? I just found a single piece of stick while I was out. I like looking for sticks on the ground instead of like cutting down trees. I can cut down the trees and get tons of sticks there, but you know, I'm just too afraid of having those things despawn. Well, this is a giant armadillo, which is very useful. So you can get meat from it and the shell. The armadillo shell you can use for armor as well, just like the bone armor. See? It's pretty big though. See, occupies A lot of space. Okay, we need to move the ants. There you go. Now obsidian tools tend to lose durability slower than regular stone tools. That's why the obsidian stone is not as common as regular stone. I need more sticks. I don't want to use a plank for a fire starter. Here we go. There are different kinds of fire starters that you can craft. My favorite is the travel fire starter. That's why I need to look for 2 sticks and 2 ropes to make that happen. Okay, now to actually start the fire. So the reason why we want to make a smoker is that smoked meat lasts way longer than like regular grilled meat, because you can grill your meat directly here like that. But these, once it's cooked, it only lasts like a day or two. This will last like 5 days, 6 days. And you'd want those meat to last longer. Now, why am I creating or crafting armor? Well, because that will prevent us from getting wounds from the tribesmen and the jaguars if ever we get attacked. Okay. Okay. Drink. Then let's lay down our water supply. Now to fill your Biden, if you're wondering why we have these Bidens here. So I'm planning to keep this metal Biden. This holds like 100 hydration. If I get water from these things, then I can store it here. And this can hold, I think, 40. But I'll use this like in something else, like for example, making soup or putting out the fire. So this cooks faster since it's just grilled and it lasts for 2 days. See, one day 22 hours, one day 23 hours. This one will have like 4 days 23 hours. 5 days technically. So let me just wash myself quickly. Check our trap. An angelfish, which is useless. Go put a larva. Destroy the angelfish. Cross here. Go back. Check it again. Yeah, no. Usually it gets fish as fast as that. So we do need to eat, since we need the protein and the fat. Now Brazil nuts, these are very useful. So as you can see, it doesn't decay if you don't use the nut, but if you harvest it to get the nut, see, the nuts then will decay within 2 days. Now since we already have an armor, it's preventing us from checking if we have parasites or things in our appendages. So you can click this icon here to hide the armor. And would you look at that? Now that's a parasite. Or like those are parasites. Yep. Because I don't want to sleep yet though, but we need to. We have to sleep. Yep, morning again. Let's go ahead and check our fire here. 1 sec. Now you can, as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3 circles on your bonfire. Now that these 2 on the sides, you can put meat there to cook. Like that. You can put that there or there to cook it, but not in the middle. Now what do you put in the middle? Well, sticks, bamboo sticks or regular sticks. If you put it there, see that? That's the lifetime of the fire. So it'll make your fire last longer until it reaches the full capacity. The reason is this one's still not cooked. So it cooks longer, but it also lasts longer. I'm just storing clean water in my metal bidon, since we're not in an immediate need for the water. Ooh, rusty machete. I didn't explore this area when we arrived here, so. So technically this is only like a knife pocket area, so we can only put knife there. We wouldn't be able to place the machete there. So the machete needs to go to like this pocket right here. Like so. Okay. Look at that. We have a machete. What? Yeah. Technically, I think the machete is useless. It's just cool to have a modern tool. When we're shooting arrows, right? So I guess we're settled in. Like, we're fully armored up. So we're safe since we have armors all around. So it's not going to be easy to kill us anymore. We have 5 arrows, and then we have the capability to craft 5 more, basically. And we have a smoker. And we have food that will last for the next few more days. Bananas are spawning everywhere. We have constant water supply through rain here and the water collector. So, oh, by the way, if you weren't able to notice, this is a water purifier. So you put this large tortoise shell underneath to collect the water. Then you put water on top using the button. Like, even if you put dirty water on top, it will filter it and clean the water. And we have a fish supply here. We're all set, and we're just on like the we're in the 3rd day, I think. This is the 3rd day, right? No, we survived 2 days, so this is just the 3rd day. So basically we're all set up on the 2nd day already. So there's nothing else for us to do but to keep this up, because it'll only be easier moving forward. Why? Because everything's just maintenance. You already have the things that you need. Now you can go explore the other camps. Basically there's a camp somewhere there, and then further there. So basically the drug camp and the starting camp in story mode. And then there's in the drug camp, that's where you'd be able to get the map. And then further, you'll have the 2nd map area, which is Anaconda Island. And then there's another 3rd map area, which is I think the laboratory and stuff like that. So there's a lot of this is a large map, or basically a large world that they've created here. Plus, if you already have the tools, you can actually go to the expansion expansion map, Spirits of Amazonia, and you can start building there on the same survival playthrough. Now, I would recommend playing this co-op with your friends. You can invite up to 3 more friends, so you total of 4. Playing this game, that's more fun, I think, to play with others, because like in the solo run like this, like it gets pretty repetitive and boring, because the only thing that you need to do is like if you're just alone, just craft one of these and then put a roof there, which is this. Like, just put a roof on top of that once you build that, and then just save, and then just roam around the map and just kill things. That's the only thing that you'll do when you're playing this alone. But if you're playing co-op, like with other friends, you'd be able to build large fortresses, large bases faster, because it's boring like just building and building alone, because it takes a while to like cut down a single tree, and a single tree is not even enough to build this. Like if you cut it 2 trunks and then 2 long sticks, you get in a single large tree. So you'll basically need 2 trees to build this frame. So meaning you'll need to cut down a lot of trees, because if you're going to build a house, then you'll need at least like a few of these, right? So it gets boring in a while if you're just playing solo. So it's still better playing it in co-op. In story mode, you won't feel it. You won't feel as boring or as bored than playing survival mode for like 30 in-game days. It's not going to be as boring, since the story mode you're following the story of Jake Higgins, who's the protagonist. So it won't be as boring as playing the game solo for, 30 in-game days. But that's the beauty of Greenhell. You get to practice in single player survival, and then invite your friends once they're ready, and then you guys are playing. Then you'll be the better player. But it's fun to play the game with friends. So for now, everything's all settled. We don't have to do anything. I guess I'll end the stream here. Again, it's your boy RawrExtreme, and I bid you adieu.